Hello everyone. Ooh, that was loud. Welcome to today's stream. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Ooh. Everyone who has showed up here before I actually announced it, welcome to the stream. And Atheon, thank you so much for donating. Hold on, let me read your chat. I would like the BNL. Can I get a part 2 Pog chat? Alright. Thanks for donating, Atheon. I really appreciate it. Alright, why don't we go ahead and begin? Minecraft music is honestly the best to use for streams. Mostly because they don't have any copyright. Let's see here. Am I on camera now? There we go. Okay. Let me get the note up. My camera looks like it's freezing up a little bit. Is my camera freezing up for y'all? Or can you see me in a pretty good stream? Oh hey Zara, thanks for donating. I appreciate that. Hi Chad, how are you on this fine Wednesday? I'll be having the hotshot and titanium prosthetics. Code is oh yeah, Atheon, your user ID is there. Okay, so you both got user ID. Also, do you think you could add a lore menu in an 8 like you did in 3 so that new players aren't as prone to be an FRP? I don't 3 never had a lore menu. 6 did. I'm not sure if 6 still does, but yeah, that's one of the things that's on the plan. But today I want to get started on a system that I think y'all will really enjoy. Thanks again for donating, Czar. Much appreciated. Let me get this note displaying. It should be displaying now, but it's not. Okay, that's a little weird. Okay, there we go. That's a little large, isn't it? Okay, that should be good now. Can y'all actually read that? Like if you're watching the stream, is it readable to y'all? Someone said kinda. Alright, let's boost it up just a little bit then. It's extremely difficult with this thing. Okay. I guess that's good. You know what? The reason I feel like it's taking up so much space, it's because this link here. Let's actually, is there a way I can put this in the... Alright, so I put the direct donation link into the... You know what? I don't even think we need that anymore. Sorry, I'm getting my stuff organized here. Okay, so we don't need this anymore because that's essentially what Streamlabs does. So let's just... There we go. Now we can tighten this up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that looks better. So for anyone who's been waiting on the COG crossbow, we actually, I think, I just received the body kit for it today, so should only be like another day or two, depending on how things go, till it's ready. Alright, so y'all can see we got ATF8 displaying here. I'm not sure, just real quick, how many in the chat, how many of y'all have actually gotten early access to the game? See, people are asking about the ATF 10th anniversary. Yes, it is in fact the 10th anniversary of After the Flash. This is 10 years after the release of the first game in the series. So happy birthday, ATF. I'm gonna do a big announcement about it a little later. We got some interesting things going on, so just stay tuned for that. Probably gonna be a little after the stream when that stuff gets announced, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it on the stream. Camera's a little angled. There we go. You like my new display back there? I got that Nintendo 64, or no, not 64, NES Lego back there. It's pretty cool. On the top I got my all the toys from my games displayed up there, and then on this row here, how do I see it? Okay. These are all the Minecraft big figs, if you've ever seen those. We got like a giant creeper, all that stuff. And on the bottom there's some extra merch from Roblox, as well as my wife made me hold on, I'll go get it. My wife made me a noob. She made it out of string, crocheted it. Alright, so what I wanted to do today, oh, you know what? Sorry, let's actually go ahead and announce the stream. I'm not sure how long the stream's gonna be. Alright, there we go. I've announced that the stream is live, so let's go ahead and read through some donations real fast so we don't fall behind on those. Rogue Tick, the Crayon Priest, donated 35 and says, "Your voice scared me, not gonna lie." Scared you? I agree with the Minecraft. Oh, this was 7 minutes ago. Okay, so this must have been when I first popped on. My buddy would like the BNL. His user ID is this. Alright, that's very generous of you, Rogue Tick. Thanks. I'm sure your buddy will appreciate that. Cool Josiah 808 donated 35 and says, Roblox ID message, "I love you, Ched. Thanks for streaming. This was paid by Jimmy Twister. My dad credit card. I stole Jimmy's credit card." A little worried about that one, but thanks, Josiah, for that donation. I appreciate it. Skatnik says, Hey Chad, just here to say thanks for all the effort you put in the ATF, but I also wanted to say that since you saw the Red Bay screenshot in ATF 8 chat, why not come by a host about it sometime? We would love feedback on how we did and what we had to work on. Yeah, I can try to pop in at some time. You can just send me a message, although I'm not going to make any promises on whether or not I can show up because my hours are pretty strange. But it did look dope. Seal or No Deal donated 50. Wow. Holy moly. Thank you, Seal. I really appreciate that. Trade offer. I received BNL and titanium prosthetics. You receive $50 over from my local bank. There's a lot of robbery going on here this morning. Not sure how I feel about this. But thanks, Seal. I appreciate that. Jackster 2505 donated $25. Says, hello, Chad. Can I have the AA12? User ID is there. Got you covered, Jackster. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Rogue Tick is back with 35. Says, bro, I want to marry the Gear Man. I think it's cool that your games have lasted for so long. Could I get the Lurk 5? User ID is there. Also, that plush is awesome. Thanks. Yeah, it's insane that After the Flash has been around for 10 years now. Starting to feel old. I think I was 17. Yeah, I was 16 when I made the first After the Flash. Yeah. I'm not sure who Gear Man is. Not sure who you're talking about there. Alright, so we're all caught up on our donation messages for now. So thank you everybody for subscribing, by the way. Really appreciate that. Okay, so the new feature I want to talk about. Let's get up our display here. So I've been using Paint to do concepts for user interface displays. So here's what I wanted to do. So so we got the morph display. So morph page looks a little like this. How does the morph page look again? Was there anything over here? I can't remember. Oh well. Okay, so that's the morph page. And then the new page that I think I'm going to be working on, I'm not sure if I can get this working, but if I can get it working, it would be fantastic. So what I'm going to do is, there's going to be a window here, and this is going to have all your accessories loaded into it as single panels with just like an edit button. Maybe an edit button. Okay, so then let's say you have 2 hats. So this is the basic system that we have in 7, except it's going to be a little more lightweight. So if you click on the edit button, it's going to bring up a menu here for, let's see. So it's going to be a scroll window, but in this case it's only going to have one object in it, and you're going to have, let's see, we're going to have name, we're going to have how do we want to do this? We're going to have another scroll menu. menu scroll bar for available weld points that you can choose. So then we're gonna have edit translation, edit rotation, edit scale, edit color, a texture box, and then we're gonna have a reset texture button, and that's gonna be all for an accessory. What was the other feature I wanted to add? Oh, you know what it was? Where can I fit this in? Okay, so... Crap. May have to make this a little more, like... this shape? Maybe? Yeah, a little wider. Okay, so this is gonna be one big scroll window. Scroll bar here. So what's going on now is I'm just going over the new feature that I wanted to talk about. So we're just getting through the basics of accessories. So we'll have all our accessories here. Name. Maybe we'll have a remove button. Yeah. Edit button. Remove button. So if you edit something, it'll bring up this menu. So we'll have the name up here. We'll have a scroll menu. This will have all the available weld points that you can choose. And we'll have another one, a new one, that'll let you choose the material. So if you want to, this will be a scroll window. So the way this one will work is you can change the material of your hat. So in practice, what it would end up looking like would be, let me show you here. If I can get all these systems working that I'm planning, then this will be fantastic. I'm pretty excited about some of the stuff I've got going on here. I'm hoping it'll work, because if it can work, then it'll be like the best system in the whole world. Okay, so theoretically, the way it would work is where's my character? So it would have all the same features as the After the Flash 7 changing thing, except with, let's go ahead and remove the texture on the crown. Okay, so we have no texture on the crown. Let's make it, let's make it like a teal color, maybe? Yeah. Okay, whatever, turquoise, that works. So now, what I want to do is, let's change the material. I hope this works. Can you change it to neon? Yes, okay. So the way this is going to work is you'll be able to change the material to anything you want, really. All these choices here, fabric, concrete, brick if you want. I feel like this will be pretty sick. Marble. Of course, you'll have to remove the texture of your hat first in order to do that. But that's one of the new features I wanted to add. So you can have like a neon hat if you want. Okay, so other features I want to add. So let's have, how do I want to organize this? Okay, let's say, so we got our weld point and our materials, but we have, let's see, we have a translation, rotation, scale, color, and was there anything else? Oh right, texture box. Okay, so maybe we'll make these fill out the entire upper area here. So we'll have them be a little thinner, or a little wider, I guess, and a little less tall. So these will be scroll bars. So we got our weld points here. and our material choices, and we'll go ahead and say, so we got our button for translation, rotation, scale, edit color, and then at the bottom we'll have a big old bar for texture and reset texture button. Okay, that will be pretty cool, I think. And then you'll be able to scroll up and down through your other things, I guess. Okay, now the cool feature that I think I wanted to try to get working. Let's go into this here. Let's draw a little dude. My dude is not doing so well. Got some really big legs. Okay. So what I want to try to get working is a system where I want to have these things called rigs. So what you'll be able to do is, let's say you have your two hats here. You have a crown with, what else? I don't know, maybe a bandana. Let's draw this on another layer. Okay, so you got your crown, and then you'd have a bandana. Okay, and now, so if you want to make a rig, you would select all the hats or objects you want and just collect them into a single rig, so that if you want to move around a bunch of objects at once, let's say both of these hats, they're in the same rig, you can rotate them. You can maybe scale them. You could make them into some sort of gauntlet if you want. And they would all move in the same way. But the problem is we got to figure out how to make that actually function. So how do we make a rig? Okay, so the other menu I wanted to add was, we're gonna call this the mesh menu. So you'd have a collection of pre-made rigs. Let's see, pre-made rigs made by developers. Some of them would be just a single object. Some of them would be 5 objects. Some of them might be 11 objects. So let's say you load in a new rig. This one just has 1 object in it. This will be a vest. So you load in this rig. There's the new rig. This one is just a vest, and it can only go on your torso. So in the available weld points, you'd only have torso to choose from for this one in particular. So you have your vest on. Okay, and then I'm trying to theorize how exactly this would work. It's a little difficult to explain. Okay, so you have your vest loaded in. Let's say you have another object. This is a pouch. So you add in your pouch rig. You know what? Let's say you add in 2 pouch rigs and you combine them into a single rig. So we got all this stuff here. So you got pouches. So you can just move these pouches here. And then let's put this on a new layer. So if you have your 2 pouches that you've loaded in, you could theoretically, since they're in the same rig together, you can move them all over here, or down here, or on your belt, or you could attach them to your arm. Since they're in the same rig together, they'll move together. Now the problem comes in, since pouches would be able to be attached to essentially any part of your body, I think what we'll do is if you, let's say we combine these rigs. So now you have a vest plus 2 pouches rig. You would become unable to change the weld point essentially because it would take the limitations of the most limited rig or object in the rig. So you'd no longer be able to re-weld the rig. It would have to stay on the torso. So, someone's asking, there's going to be a Face ID button. Well, here, you take a look for yourself. I'll show you the progress so far in the system. Let me go ahead and find a face. What's the dumbest face I can find? Here we go. Okay. All right, so check this out. This is the progress so far in the ATF8 system. So you can change your shirt, change your pants, you can change it back to whatever you had originally. So let's change our name to Chad. So there's our display name now. Bio is going to be I am Chad. So let's set that. Now let's go do some more customization options. So let's become a robo-mutant test. So this all scales with me, all these objects. My head's a little small. And then we got Face ID down here. So if we paste the object there and then set the face, there we go. Look at that. Now you can change your face. So in practice, I think this would work more like if someone wanted to change their face to be something like this, I guess. This is how it would look. The Robo-Mutant mesh or whatever, or morph, is really just a test. So don't expect Robo-Mutants to be a thing in ATF8. I'm just testing various things. Lucas says, what state does ATF8 take place in? It takes place in a United State. Someone's talking about vehicles. Vehicles and tools are a whole different ball game. I'm gonna try to focus on just this for now. Okay. So the goal with this rig system that I'm explaining here is theoretically, you'd be able to take a bunch of meshes that we provide and essentially make your own body. So if you want to, let's say that this is a watch. This is a tactical watch rig. It's got a wrist strap. It's got a top piece. It's got a screen. What else does it have? It needs 5 objects. Let's say, whatever, it's got 2 buttons on it. Okay, so now you've loaded in your, let's just make this really small just for the sake of simplicity. So we got 5 objects in here. Okay, so let's say you don't like the buttons. So you remove the buttons, so those are gone. So now you have just a watch with a band and a screen. And let's say you don't like the color of the screen, you could select the object or the rig, and then down here in this scroll menu, you'd come down to the screen object and change the material or change the color, I guess. It would be right here to maybe bright red if you want. You don't like the color of the wrist strap, maybe it's black, maybe you want it to be blue, so you can go select that object in here, make it blue. Let's say you don't like the fact that it's on your wrist, so you can come up here and change the, well, let's see here. So rigs all need to be, rigs all need to be together. So the way this would end up working, I think, is the weld point for all of these objects in a single rig would be set to the same thing. So if you change the weld point of one rig object, all of them change to that. So let's say you want it to be on your upper arm or whatever. So now you have a watch up here. And you know what? Let's say you don't even want to watch. So you can get rid of the screen entirely. You just, oops. So you come here and you just press the X button on the screen. And then let's say you want to add a pouch to it instead. So you take the pouch, add that in here, and then add that rig to this one. And then you'd have a pouch strap on your arm. Change the color of that if you want. This is a pretty complex system, but I think if we can get it working, you'd essentially be able to build your own character to be whatever you want. Like, you wouldn't have to be limited to a wrist strap or a watch or a specific shoulder pad. You could take objects from different rigs and make your own character. Let's take a moment to read some donation messages. I feel like I drank too much caffeine. My throat is in my head. Okay, so Mate donated 25. It says, user ID, Alps, open your inventory. I need the post-modern jukebox sound at ease. Have a great day. Not today, but thanks Mate for donating. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Ann Vern donated 15. Says, yo Chad, can I have the titanium prosthetics? My username is Ann Vern. Okay, yeah, sure. Thanks for donating. I need your user ID in the message, but having your username also works. It just adds an extra step for me to have to go looking for your user ID. But you should be fine. Seal or no deal says, pretty sure I forgot my profile tag. Here it is. Did you? Yes you did. Okay, well I got it now. Thank you. Okay. Dust to Dawn donated 25. It says, user ID, Arbalest Bliss. Thank you. Okay, got you covered, Dust to Dawn. Thank you so much. Alright, let's, Karma Sin donated 100 and says, Roblox ID. There it is. Hi Chad, can I get the BNL, Lurk, titanium prosthetics, and the superheated crossbow? My father will kill me when I find out I spent $100 on a streamer. I'm not a streamer. I'm a developer. Also, 2 questions. Early access rewards, estimated release date. Well, first of all, thank you so much for donating so much, Karma. I really appreciate that. That amount helps a lot. So thanks again for donating. In terms of early access rewards, so I'm not sure if I exactly have any specific plan for something to give you. I just know that there's going to be something, maybe a pack of things. I'm just not sure yet. I'll have to discuss that a little later. In terms of estimated release date, I don't know if I can give an accurate answer on that. I mean, definitely sometime this year. I'm trying to think. Whew, I drank too much caffeine. How much caffeine is in this thing? Y'all know that shaky feeling you get when you drink too much caffeine? Oof. Yeah, so sometime this year, I guess. Probably late summer. Depending on how long it takes me to develop some of these systems. Around the end of summer rain. If we end up doing summer rain this year, so that would be around September, maybe. I imagine map development will go by pretty fast, actually, but in terms of actual system development, I've still got tools to do. Mounts and vehicles can probably wait until after game release. Prop placer can probably wait as well. Tools and character stuff and character saving. So character tools, saving, and then the shop maybe. So those are the most important things. Oh, you know what? I also got to do the weather patterns and the biome stuff. So I'm not entirely sure how long that stuff will take. I'm just going to guess around sometime in September. But anyway, Karma, thank you so much for your generous donation. I really appreciate that. Thanks again, amigo. Red Exile donated 60. Thank you so much for your donation. I require your finest lurk and some of the finest Alps that you have in store. Ooh, there's no user ID there. Ooh, didn't Red donate again with the user ID? Thank you for your donation, Red. If I don't get your user ID in some way, I'm gonna have to refund you. But thank you so much for donating. Knights and Sword donated 15. Says my account is this. User ID, got you covered. I'd like the Fusel and Warden. Okay. Alright, thank you, Knight. I really appreciate that. Rogue Tick donated 40. Wow, thank you, Rogue. Says, hey, bro, that new item system is going to be awesome for people who want to make stuff like me. I'm going to cry. Gotta get the Fusel and Warden as well as the coil gun. User ID is there. Okay, got you covered, Rogue Tick. Thanks again for donating. Really appreciate that. And I'm glad you're excited about the system. It's going to be a little stressful for me to get all this working. But we'll figure it out. Gabor donated 15. Says, hey Chad, please bless me with the titanium prosthetics. User ID is there. Got you covered, Gabor. 0VK7 donated 35 pounds. Says user ID BNL. Simple enough. Thank you, Zero. Really appreciate that. Bella Kaniikska donated 35 and says, can I get the BNL Chief? ID is there. Got you covered, Bella. Thank you. Yeah, so unfortunately not going to be a gift mystery box for the anniversary this year, but we're doing some other stuff. Hopefully it's exciting enough. Seal or no deal. I robbed a second bank. Let's get the Alps as well while we're at it. Again, my ID is this. Alright, got you covered. Thank you. Thanks again, Seal, for donating. Really appreciate it. Rogue Tick donated 35. Says, add a birthday hat to the drawn guy. Could I get the M60 for no reason at all? What's a gun for no reason? An automatic gun. User ID is there. Got you covered, Rogue. Thanks again for donating. You should have that in the next patch. Bella Kanyiska is back with 25. It says, back again for the coil gun. Also, will stream items transfer to ATF8? User ID is this. That's a good question. I mean, I've talked about this before, but unfortunately, hold on, we got one more donation. Mentally donated 15, says user ID is this, titanium prosthetics. This isn't Pokimane, hot tub, stream. Okay, not sure what's going on there. Someone with a Japanese name that I unfortunately can't read is asking, Loda 3 coming this year or 2022? Definitely gonna start development in 2022. We still got a lot of story beats left in Loda 2 that I wanted to hash out. The biggest So we had the Leviathan event recently, but the biggest event, which is the corruption, has still not happened yet. So we got that one going on in, I think, August is when it's happening, early August. In terms of your question, Bella, unfortunately no, because the stream items were made specifically for ATF7 and LOTA 2, and the new tool system that we're going to be bringing in is going to be completely different. So it would be a lot of time and energy to take all the tools from those games and put them into the new system. And I'm not sure if it would be worth it on my end. So I think these things will just stick as features to those specific games, and then once the new games come out, we'll just start offering stream items for the new games, and all the old items will no longer be available. So if you want those things, I mean, the new game will be out, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue, but if you really wanted those things, those stream items for the old games, probably going to stop offering those after the new game comes out. Okay, so let's go into a little more detail here. Okay, so we got our character. Why can't I draw a character correctly? Hold on one moment, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me see, my camera's a little high up there. Okay. Alright, so what we were doing was we were talking about the system that I wanted to create with the rigs. So we want to have the rig display maybe be here. And then we're going to have the pre-made stuff displayed here. So this is all going to be pre-made stuff. Okay, so let's say you have two hats on. You have hair. Let's just make it look really stupid. No, you know what? Let's do a crown, and then let's add some sort of point, I guess. Whatever. Okay, so you got your... So we're going to create rigs out of single hats. So let's say this is the crown. Got a remove button, an edit button. Gonna have the same thing here for the point. Remove button, edit button. We'll reverse the order of those. So we got our rigs here. So how do we combine rigs is my question. So if you click on one, it'll display all the stuff here for just that one. But then how do we combine them, and how do we choose one as the base? Do we even need a base? We probably should have a base. No, we shouldn't have a base. That wouldn't make sense. Okay, so we'll have... Man, this is going to get pretty wacky in terms of changing C-frames. So how do we combine them? We need an easy way to combine these two rigs into a single rig. But how do we do that? Will we have a button here? Combine rig? That wouldn't make sense. So let's say you click on a rig. Okay, let's say you have an object highlighted. So that object would be... Maybe we get a bounding box around it. Should we put a bounding box around it? Let me think here. Okay, so you hover your mouse over something and a bounding box appears. Okay, you hover something over a rig, this little frame here, and the bounding box appears, but it's red maybe instead of blue. Okay, so hovering is how you do bounding box display. But how do you combine them? So let's say, what if you can click and drag maybe? Okay, yeah, let's say you click on an object and you can drag it into this rig here. Okay. Yeah, okay, clicking and dragging I guess would work. And then if you click and drag a rig, that rig gets disbanded and all of those objects get put into the other rig. Okay. And if you want to separate rig, how do I do that? Let's say you want to separate the rig. What do you do? Maybe you can drag a bounding box over certain objects. That might be pretty cool. Bounding box. Okay, so maybe for anyone who's just tuning in, what's going on is I'm discussing, or I guess theorizing about how I'm gonna do a rig system. And the rig system is basically going to be just like a system for adding meshes to your body that you can move around in whatever configuration you want. So if you want to make your own backpack out of meshes, you can do that. Or if you want to use like a default Roblox backpack and then add like another pouch onto it, you could do that. Okay, so maybe should I use Dragbox? Let's say okay, hold on. Let's make a rig here. Let's say there's 3 objects in it and you want to separate 2 of them. So you could I get the feeling that it would just be easier to simply drag an object out of a rig to create a separate rig and then just like drag the other one into the new one as well. I feel like that would just be faster and less of a hassle than creating like a drag box system. Okay, so then let's say you select a rig, or you select an object, it creates the thing here for that single object. You select a rig, it creates a scroll thing for that entire object's, or that entire rig's objects. Weld point carries across. Nothing else does, I think. Let me check my notes here. Full rigs, so we can change the rotation, translation, and weld point. But then how do we do that without affecting the entire... Okay, how about this? You select an object, it displays only that here. You select a rig, it displays only the stuff for that entire rig. So not individual objects. And for a rig display, you would only be able to change rotation, translation, weld point, and the universal scale. So that would be on all 3 axes. Okay. Alright, I think we finally have a plan. Oof. This is gonna get messy. Okay, so let's change the names of these. Rig frame, rig scroll frame. Pre-made rig frame. Pre-made rig scroll frame. Pre-made rig label. Let's change that. Pre-made rigs. Okay, and then we're gonna change the accessory thing. Rig label. Rigs. Okay. I'm gonna make the rig frame a little... you know what? That should be okay. Pish is asking, when will you start work on the gun framework for ATF8? Probably as soon as the system is done, that's when I'm gonna start on the tool framework. Yeah. Yeah. It's just the problem is the tool framework goes hand in hand with the animation slash movement framework, so it's gonna be a little complicated. I'm still on the fence about whether or not to get rid of prone mode, because I really don't see that many people using it except for like in a few scenarios when there's a faction battle going on and people go prone. That's like the only situation I see it, other than people trolling and crawling around. I'm not sure. I'll come back to that one a little later. For now, let's go ahead and create some pre-made rigs. So we're gonna put these in replicated storage. Rig items. What do we have here? Okay, so we got some pre-made rigs, I guess. What is this? Green Warrior helmet? That's stupid looking. Okay. This is a pauldron. What do we want to do here? So we want to have the offset. Satchel A. So we got pouch 1, I guess. That's a mesh. And then, okay. So I guess that's whatever. Oh, you know the problem? So there needs to be a base. There needs to be a base part that it spawns into. I guess that will be the black piece here. I guess that's the primary part, yeah. Okay. So then... let's see, we can put this on... I feel like you should be able to put this on anything, really. But then how do we decide where it gets welded to when you change the weld point? Okay. Let's think here. This is the hard part, because when we spawn in, let's say one of these pauldrons or whatever, you want to be able to change the color, I think. But I don't think we need this to be two separate meshes, do we? I mean, we could have it just be two separate meshes just for the... We can have this be double-sided, maybe? Let's see. If we double-side this, then you could... There we go. Then you could put this anywhere, really. What about this one? Is this one double-sided? It is not. So let's make that double-sided as well. We're gonna have to make all these double-sided just because... I mean, you could theoretically wear this as a weird helmet. But then that puts in a ton of work in terms of where to place it on the body. I would have to add every single body part. How do I do this? Let me think. So for anyone who's not sure what the problem is currently, I'm trying to find a solution for this. Because if you want to weld something to any part of the body, I would need to add a part in here for every single part of the body that it, if you change the weld point, it snaps to that point in relation to the part. But I'm not sure if that's worth the effort, or if I should just spawn it all at the center of the part. Or... Christ. I can't really think of a way to get this to work other than doing that. Okay, maybe y'all can help me think of a solution. So, here's the problem. Y'all can try to help me come up with a solution to this. So this is our person here, and let's say you have a helmet. The helmet is made for the head. However, so let's say you want to spawn in this object, it would start out at your head. But if you want to change the weld point to, say, your foot, your left foot specifically, that would look more like this, more like a boot, I guess, sort of. And so every single point on the body, there's, let's see, I think 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so there's 15. I would have to make one of these for every single part of the body. The left upper leg, the upper torso, right hand. It would sort of end up looking like this, like just all over the place. And in terms of developer work, that would be a ton of work because it would multiply the factor of setting up a rig by about 15. So I'm trying to find a solution, like maybe if you spawn in this part, it spawns in at the base part. And any other part you try to weld it to, perhaps it just... I don't know, maybe it just adopts the offset of the original part. Maybe that could work. So let's say... I guess it would, so let's say you spawn in this helmet on your foot, your right foot specifically. So it would kind of look like this. It would look something like that. And then changing it would be a simple matter of rotating it like this. And then maybe moving it up a little bit. So that would be more work for the player, but less work for the developer. And I think that might be worth it because I don't know. I don't want to stress out the developers with all this work because that means less content would be added as a whole. So maybe we'll just have it be you adopt whatever the offset is from the head or the base part. I guess that's what we'll do. So for this one, you would have to rotate it, I suppose. You would have to change the weld point and then rotate it. So that might not be too bad of a problem. Okay. Um, I'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes, y'all. Sorry, I gotta go take care of something. You can just chill here with some Minecraft music for a few minutes. I'll be back as quick as possible. Hello, everyone. Oh no, the music stopped. When did that happen? Oh, no, it didn't stop. It's just very quiet. Sorry about the delay. Give me one moment here just to get ramped back up. I'm guessing y'all can hear the AC unit I have running here. I'm kind of in an old house, so we have a window unit. Hello. How is everyone? We're back. Okay, so if I recall correctly, what we were gonna do with these was we were just gonna say we're gonna pick a single weld point, and then if there's gonna be any other weld points, they'll just take the offset of whatever the original weld point was. So we're going to go ahead and put these back into the rig items that we were looking at. Okay, so now step one. Step one, let's go ahead and make our first rig frame. Let's see what we got here. No, don't need that. Let me actually see how much space we have here. If I go into customize, how much space do we have? If someone has a smaller screen, they really don't have all that much space. I could probably stand to make the rig frame just a little wider though. So that's what I'm gonna do. Any extra space helps. Yeah, okay, that should do the trick. And then let's go ahead and make the pre-made one. Not quite as... Okay, there we go. Alright, so now inside of the rigs, we're going to put a frame. I'm going to call this rig template. How big do we want to make this thing? Let's make it, maybe it is a good idea to have it be a certain set of pixels. 200 pixels maybe. But in terms of this dimension, we're definitely going to want to use 0.1. Okay, you know what? Here we go. How about this? Position 0. For size, we're going to use just straight up 1, but we're going to say 4. Give it some buffer space. Let's also give it a thicker border pixel size. Okay, so now we're going to need to move it up by 8 on both. And then for this dimension, we're going to have to go with negative, let's see, negative 4, 8, plus 12, that would be 20. And then an extra 4, 24? Nope, not quite. 28 maybe? Nope, still not quite. Negative 32. Perfect. Okay, now the problem for a rig is that it's going to need to change size, so I think for this we're going to keep it slim starting out. Rig. Let's make this a beautiful golden color. How about that? That might not work though, because then we have the actual buttons themselves. No, those are going to be white. Okay, yeah, let's make this a dark gold color. I guess that'll work. One problem I can see is that we're going to need to add a text label here, because I think people are going to want to name their rigs. So let's go with 25 studs, I guess, or pixels. Why am I saying studs? Okay, so this is going to be rig template. Okay. Now I can imagine that someone would want to remove an entire rig in certain scenarios, so we might as well add an X button here. Just doing some user interface design here. Where do I have an exit button? I need an exit button. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and make the text be the same. Alright, this is just going to have a big old X on it. There we go. And yeah, let's go ahead and what are we gonna have? 0.2, I guess. 0.2 for this as well. What's the size on the label? Oh, 25 studs. Studs? Pixels? Okay, that should do the trick. Let's go ahead and move that over. 0.8. How does that look? Yeah, let's move that just a little teeny bit more over. Okay, cool. So now we got our X button, so you can get rid of this if you want. So now let's go ahead and add our first object. Object template. Let me check the donation messages. I haven't read those. Might be behind on those a little bit. Let's see. Anything new? We have First Last donated 15. Says, hi, I'm back. Welcome back, First Last. User ID is there. I would like the superheated crossbow. Thanks, Chad. Of course, got you covered, First Last. Thank you for donating. Rogue Tick is saying, I've been eaten by the Rat 8 and I won against the Rat 8. There was a Rat 8 in my house and I defeated it. That's exactly what happened. Sports Knight is back and donated 25. Says Alps, user ID, not for me. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for being generous, Schwartz. Really appreciate that. Q Swag donated 35. Says, getting the BNL for a friend. User ID is there. You should consider doing a weapon attachment system for character customization. We are not there yet, but trust me, I have some cool things planned. Thank you for donating, Q. We'll get into tools when we get there. Walter Lawson donated 206 Swedish kronar, I think that's what it is. My user ID is this, and I would like the compound crossbow. Thanks, Chad. Okay, I'll check the conversion rate on that after the stream, but thank you so much, Walter. Much appreciated. Denham donated 15. Says ID is this. Patrick Hotshot, please. Creator of the Gearman's name out of here. For now, at least. Also, please do your famous dance. No, that could only be done once. That's all I had in me. I'm not sure who Gearman is. Keep hearing people talk about Gearman. I guess it's a player. Rogue Tick donated 15. Says, I'm going to go eat a Pop-Tart now. Oof, that was an hour ago. I'm reading these late. Holy crap. Could a hotshot be made while I'm gone? User ID is there. Okay, got you covered, Rogue. Thank you for donating. Let's see. The E-Man donated 70. Holy crap. User ID is this. There it is. I'd like the Alps, BNL, and Patchwork Quill gun. Okay, thank you so much, the E-Man. That's extremely generous. I really appreciate that. Thanks again for donating to the game. You should have those in the next patch. Thanks again, E-Man. Really appreciate it. Kraken Attackin' donated 25 and says, user ID, Arbalest for Loda. Okay, got you covered, Kraken. Thank you so much. Toby donated 35 and says, I want to buy the BNL. My user ID is this. Got you covered, Toby. Thank you so much. You should have that in the next patch. Shotgun Man also donated 35 and says, user ID for the BNL, please. Got you covered, Shotgun Man. Thank you for your generous donation. Really appreciate that. Looks like we have a few more here. Nomi and Boyo Bacco donated 15. Boyo Bacco didn't say anything, though. I'm a little worried. There's no message there at all. Hey, Chad, keep up the great work on ATF. Here's my user ID. There it is. I like the titanium prosthetics, please. Got you covered, Nomi. Thank you for donating. Buebacco, if I don't get a user ID and a message from you or something, I might have to refund you. Sterling donated 15, says, "Hi Chad, can I get the Swamp Hunter crossbow? User ID is this. Also, can you check your messages from..." That's where the messages end. Or that's where the message ends. I'll try to check my DMs this afternoon, but thank you for donating, Sterling. Really appreciate that. Dreadfully Hammered donated 55. Holy moly. Says, "Hi Chad, here's my user ID, Fusilind Warden, Superheated Crossbow, and AA12. Okay, thank you so much for that really generous donation, Dreadfully Hammered. I really appreciate that. You should have those items in the next patch. Got your user ID and everything, so thanks again, amigo. Carlson donated 15, says, "Hi, I'll take the titanium prosthetics. My ID is this." Okay, got you covered. Thank you everyone for posting your user IDs with these messages and the items that you were after. Let's go ahead and get back into how we're gonna do a single item. So I think what we're gonna do is let's keep everything with the 4 pixel outline here. Let's make this white, and then let's say 15, I don't know. 1, that's not gonna work. Let's do, so we need -4, -8, -16. And then we're gonna move it forward by 8. That should do the trick. And then, let's see, how big is the rig template? It's 75, so what we're gonna wanna do is, let's see, maybe 50? No, I don't think that'll work. How big is the button? That's 25. Okay, so we're gonna want to make this, I don't know, maybe 35? That still looks a little too large. How about 25? And let's move it down by 34 maybe? Nope. Okay, how about 38? I'm not sure what's going on there. What is with the scale of this button? It's 25, effectively 29 studs thick. So in that case, we're gonna need to, let's see, crap, how do I do this? 29 studs is the bottom of it. So then we need to add 4 to be 29, 33. And then we need to add another 4 for the space. This should work. I'm really not sure. What? 33? Okay, so I guess that's... Okay, so a little confused. So let's add another 4, so that would be 37, and then another 4, that would be 41. Perfect. Keeping that spacing good. Let's see what happens if we rescale everything. That looks pretty good. Liking the way that that's turning out. Looks good to me. Look at it. Perfect. Okay, so now the problem is, I think this may actually not be thick enough for the buttons that we need to fit on it. So if we do... We need to fit the buttons on there. So we need an edit button and an X button to get rid of it. So let's make this 0, scale it up by a factor of 1. Let's make this 0 and change the scale to 1. Ooh, oof, not what I wanted. I'm guessing it's larger than it needs to be because of something. Okay, so that looks pretty decent in my opinion. I feel like the button's a little too large, so let's make it maybe like a 15. And then let's add the edit button. Edit object. Delete object. So we want the size on this one to be a little larger, but then we need to move it back. So let's say 0.6 maybe? Nope. How about 0.5? And then -8 maybe? Nope, -4 I guess. Perfect. Kind of perfect. I think it's perfect. So let's change the color of all the button stuff here. Edit button. Okay. Now we're gonna make the text say edit, and then we're gonna have a name label. Oh, that's not supposed to be inside there. Okay. 0.6? Nope. Wrong. 0.6. That's also incorrect. Wait a second. Edit. So that's -4 on the position. So we need to make size -8, perhaps? This may work. Okay. So now let's make the text say object template. Okay, awesome. So now we have our little rig template here. Does anyone want me to explain again what exactly rigs are, or does everyone get the idea? Okay, so some people are asking what rigs are. So I'm going to go ahead and explain real fast what rigs are one more time. So, quick rundown. We got our rig menu, and we got our object pre-made rigs menu. So let's say you got your player here. Pretty terrible player, don't worry about it. So you come in with, let's say, a single hat. That's your crown. You got a crown hat. That will show up as a single rig with only one object inside of it. So a rig with one object inside of it, and that is your crown. You can edit it. We'll mark that as a circle. You can also delete it. You can delete a rig too. If you delete the rig and the object disappear, so your crown would go bye-bye. If you delete the object and there's only one object inside that rig, the rig itself will disappear since there's nothing in it, so your hat will also go bye-bye. If you edit the object in the rig, what's going to happen is it'll bring up a menu down here. You can change the you can change the material. You can change the translation, rotation, scale, color. What else did we want to do? No, that's wrong. Oh, right, texture. Yep, texture, and you can change the texture. So all the same stuff that you see in in the ATF7 system, except the difference here is there's no weld point. It's been replaced by material, and you're gonna ask, why is that? Well, it's because there's gonna be an edit button on the rig itself. So if you press the edit button on the rig, the menu will come up, and that menu will display, what did we want to put on that? We wanted to put, change the weld point here, change the rotation, translation, and universal scale on all 3 axes. It would be a little simpler. So the way that would work is, let's say you have, I know this is a little complicated, but I think this will all pan out to be a much more enjoyable system. So let's say you have, I'm gonna add the parts here. So let's say into one of the pre-made rigs, it's a military watch. So military watch, and then we'll have a plus button here for you to add it, and then it'll say the number of objects inside of it. So that would be, let's say 4 objects. So you add it, and now all of a sudden a new rig pops up here on your body. Same setup, and it has 4 objects inside the rig. And on your body, you see the wristwatch pop up, and the objects are the actual wristband, the watch, the screen, and maybe a button. So let's say you actually want this whole thing to be on your other wrist. So what you would do is you would edit the rig and go in here and change the weld point. So then your wristwatch would switch sides, but oh no, it's facing the wrong way. So then you just edit the rotation right here of the entire rig, and then all of the objects inside of that rig rotate. So your wristwatch will be facing the other way. And then let's say you don't like the button that's on it. So you just press the X button on that one button, and now the rig only has 3 objects in it. So there goes that button. Let's say you don't like the actual color of the screen. It's glowing blue, but you want it to glow green. So you, let's say this is the screen object. So you press edit on this, and then the menu pops up here, and then you change the color to green, and now you have a green screen. So you essentially took a pre-made rig, added it to yourself, changed a lot about it, and now you have your own thing that's completely yours. So yeah, you're gonna get to build your own body kit, essentially. Build your own morphs out of objects. So in this pre-made rig stuff, we'd have maybe, here's some more examples. We'd have, let's say this is a vest. This only has 1 object in it, and it's limited to only 1 weld point, which is your torso. So you add that vest. There you go. There's your new vest. There's the new rig that's on your body. Only has 1 object inside of it. Let's say there's another pre-made object that is a pouch. Only has 1 object inside of it. So you add that one. There's 1 pouch. And then that pouch appears, let's say, just like right in the middle of your torso. And then, thankfully, so let's say you don't like that these rigs are separate. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually drag that object into this rig. So now you have 2 objects in this single rig, and then you have your pouch. You don't like the fact that it's in the middle, so you click edit on the pouch, and you move it here. And then let's say you want another pouch, and you drag it into this rig, so you have 2 pouches in this single rig. You can, the pouch spawns here, and then you drag it up to be over here. Farlandix says that's stupid. Alright, well, thanks for the feedback. So our goal with this essentially is you're going to have the exact same choices as 7, or not the exact same, but you're still gonna have like, let's say you want a gauntlet. So there's a pre-made rig here called a gauntlet. It has, I don't know, maybe 7 objects inside of it. So you add your gauntlet, add it to your character, you have your cool gauntlet. You can keep it there if you want. You can move it to the other hand. You can change the colors on it, change the wristband or whatever to be green instead of orange. I don't know. It's basically just more choices in the individual objects inside of a morph. But the reason we're changing, we're adding the rig system is because, sorry, I'm reading the comments here. Midge says, it's a great idea, but can easily be broken or misused. Trust me, I know. We had a lot of discussions about that, as well as with the prop placer, how easy that was to abuse. But one of the solutions we came up with was, for the prop placer, simply was just having it be sort of pricey. And the reason we would do that is not really because we want to make a ton of money off of it, but just because we know that if someone spends a good chunk of money on something, and they're on their account, they will more than likely not want to abuse it, because if they get banned for abusing that thing that they spent money on, then they'll essentially lose that money. So that's one of the reasons we made it kind of pricey. Midge says the face thing accepts all decals. Yes, I know. I'm trying to offer more freedoms in the game at the expense of potential problems appearing, because like just like with the prop placer, it didn't end up being all that bad. I think in terms of this system, there's things we could do to make it a little more secure. Like, for example, you wouldn't be able to modify rigs until you're level 50 or something. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what to do to incentivize people not abusing it. Not too sure what to do other than just making it cost money. Or just have a ton of moderators on patrol. Zara said you could have ATF8 cost money? No. I think I want to keep the game free just because I know there are lots of people that can't really afford a lot of these things, but they still want to play the game, and I don't want to limit them from doing that. I could theoretically make it so that you have to be a level 10 or something before you can edit rigs. That wouldn't be too hard. Because then, like, it wouldn't cost money, but you would have to, at the very least, idle a character in game for 10 hours just to be a funny man, or level, whatever. I'll discuss this with the developers of the mods, but I think a level limitation might be a good idea, because this is pretty abusable. So maybe once whatever level, let's say 30. Before level 30, you'd only have the ability to load in pre-made rigs. And then once you turn level 30, I guess, all the other options will open up to you. Maybe that'll work. Another one of the reasons that we made the prop placer cost so much money is because it's actually an ongoing system that keeps getting updates and features. So a hefty sum at the beginning, I felt, at least, was pretty fair for what you're getting. The ability to change the map of the game, which is pretty substantial. But yes, that is going to be a thing in ATF8, and in fact, the prop placer and the mount spawner are not going to be tools at all in the new game. They're just going to be little user interface things, so they won't take up a tool slot. Anything that's meta, like the prop placer, won't take up any tool space. Okay, so one of the buttons I'm missing here is the actual ability to edit the rig itself. So let's go ahead and add that. Edit object. Love these new Minecraft sounds. This is going to be delete object. And then we're going to have edit rig. I'm pretty excited for this system, not going to lie. It's going to be a ton of work to get it done. Okay, so how do I do this? Size, let's say 25 maybe? 25? Is that correct? Huh? Oh, the button's a little too high up. Edit rig. Four? Okay, there we go. Okay, so now name label, let's resize that to be 0.5 maybe? 0.6? Okay, and then negative 8, I think. Perfect. Yes, okay. Really excited about this. Okay, so we got the user interface done. So that's the template. So now we're gonna rig scroll frame button. We don't need that anymore. Rig template. Okay, so we got all of our user interface buttons added. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna make this invisible. And then I'm going to move this to the rig frame itself so that we can keep that out of our way. Okay. So now what I need to do is once you load in your hats, it adds in a new rig for each individual hat. So how do I do that? How did I do it in ATF7? Accessories. I forgot there's a 20 accessory maximum in 7. I don't think anyone actually hits that, to be honest. People are pretty good about not packing their character. Maybe I'm wrong though. Accessory? Accessory template, here we go. Someone says they've hit it before. Okay, so add new accessory. Accessory list. Oh, we just get it from grabbing stuff that... Okay, whatever. Alright, so in that case, what I'm going to do, since it just appears straight out of whatever welds are there, we're going to make the system a little more streamlined for the new game. And by that, let's get rid of all this. So, I told you all about the code I was working on the other day that I had to delete all of it, unfortunately. Here it all is. I worked on this like all day. But Roblox apparently just doesn't work with what I was trying to do, so rest in peace to an entire day. Okay, so item added accessory. So we're gonna add a tag to it. Collection service. Collection service is really not a thing here. Okay, let's add collection service. Collection service. Collection service. Add tag. Let me look up the syntax for this again. Roblox, let's see, collection service. I'll check the donation messages in just a minute, so everyone who's donating, thank you so much. I'll read those in about a minute. Okay, so instance and then string tag. Okay, so the instance is going to be the item.parent. No, 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 no. Wait, do I? Let me try something here. So we're gonna add the tag. Let's say accessory. So we're gonna add the tag accessory. But what we're gonna do is, let's say item.parent equals humanoid.parent. Hold on, I'll be right back. Not sure what's going on with the chat right now. But anyway, why don't we get back to the stream? We're gonna end the stream sometime in the next half an hour, give or take a few minutes. Let's go ahead and check the donation messages that we have. Dog donated 49, says B&L Titanium Prosthetics user ID is there. Got you covered, dog. Thank you so much for that very generous donation. Really appreciate that. And dog also donated 25. Wow. Double A12, and there's the user ID again. Thanks a lot, dog. I really appreciate those donations. It means a lot. Thanks again, amigo. Oh, Red Exile is back. Says forgot to send my user ID. Okay, got it now. Thank you. Vice Rocky donated 30. Says, yo Chad, how you doing? Really enjoying your work. Glad you're enjoying the work. Thank you for tuning in. Can I get the titanium prosthetics and patchwork hotshot? User ID is there. Okay, got you covered, Vice. Thank you for your donation. Really appreciate that. That's all the donations we have for now. Oh, actually, Lord Red donated 25. Says, user ID is this. Yo, absolutely love ATF7. Super hyped for 8. Sweet. I'm glad you're excited. But question, would it actually be possible lore-wise for someone to reverse engineer Alps post-flash to figure out how it ticks? And on that same subject, can I get the Alps? Of course you can. And yeah, you could do that. It would be a little difficult because a significant portion of it is software and firmware, so you would need to probably be able to, I don't know, you would need access to the debugging software that the company that made the Alps had in order to access their firmware. That's my theory on how it would work anyway. Okay, so last thing we were doing, we were getting rid of accessories and replacing them with just the parts that are inside of them, but I'm not sure if Roblox will actually let us do that. Let's see, debris, add item, accessory, delay of 0. Okay, so let's pray that this works. Looks like it did not. Funny enough, actually, all my hats are over here now. A little confused. They're not a part of my character, though. Oh, wait, yes they are. Huh, okay. So, item dot name is going to be changed to accessory dot name. Item dot accessory weld dot part 0 equals item dot accessory weld dot part 1 is going to be set to humanoid dot parent dot head. Let's see if that works. Oh, wait a second. Because not all accessories are on the head. Accessory weld is not a valid member of blah blah blah. It's going to be equal to... I don't even know if I need to change that. That's the thing. Accessory weld. But then why are they not staying attached to my head? Okay, so they're definitely not staying attached to my head. The names have changed, thankfully. But they're not attached to my head anymore. I think because of the accessory weld has been deleted, maybe. So, why don't... Hold on, let's get rid of this for now. And let's see if we can change this on our own manually. I don't know why there's chat lag in YouTube. I've never seen that before. Okay, so we're going to try to drag the black domino crown accessory weld is right there. That worked. What? How did that work? And then the process I'm doing did not. What? Item.parent equals humanoid.parent. I'm so confused. What's going on here? Why would it not work this way, but it works the other way? It looks like it deletes the accessory weld. Okay, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so local w equals accessory dot no. Item dot accessory weld clone. We're gonna say w dot parent equals item. Let's see what we get there. I'm gonna go ahead and put people in timeout who are spamming. Let's see if that helps at all. Okay, so accessory weld is not a valid member of mesh part. You kidding me? What's it called then? It's right there. What? Oh, maybe I have to wait for it. Okay, let's try that. Wait for child. See if that works. Okay, so I think we may have some success here. Yes, look at that. There we go. They're all welded to your character as parts, and the accessories are no longer present. I know that doesn't really make sense to y'all at all, but it was necessary. Okay, so now that we got that in place, what we're gonna do is once we add something with the tag accessory, we're gonna come down here to draggers. Okay, hold on. Forgot to take care of this earlier. So we got bar drag connection and drag step connection. Okay. Gotta disconnect all these. Okay, cool. So now all that's disconnected for the draggers that we were looking at. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our new accessories. Instance added. look for all the stuff that's already been added, remove, okay. So this is when a player is added, this is all, okay. So we're gonna search for accessory. Whenever anything with the tag accessory is added, that's when we're gonna do this stuff. Do I really need that though? Do I really need the removal? I don't think I do. No, I don't need that. Set up accessory rig. Set up new accessory rig. Okay, so now let's say, where do we want to put this? Let's put it right underneath of character added, I guess. Okay, so now what's going to happen is, let's say local rig frame equals blah 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 module dot user interface dot customize frame character dot rig frame. Everyone who's donating, thank you so much. I'll read those messages in a minute. Okay, so local new rig equals rig frame dot rig template clone. New rig dot okay, how do I want to do this? New rig dot crap. I gotta factor in positioning. Pre-made rig. Okay, so rig template dot name label dot text is gonna be item dot name. New rig dot object template dot name label dot text equals again item dot name. And then this is actually pretty simple, I think. Let's add rig on the end just for fun. You know what? The name label should be a text box for the rig. The name label should be a text box. Yeah, let's hold on. I need to change this to a text box. Rig scroll frame. But then how do I make it clear to everyone that the whatever. Hold on, characteristics frame, face frame. What is the border pixel size? Okay, so I guess on text boxes I use a border pixel size of 1. So we'll try to stick to that. Name label text box. Position is going to be don't necessarily need Will this work? 0.6 and then minus... Hold on a minute here. Name label, let's say, crap. +2? Nope. -6? Where does that leave us? Not where we want to be. Let's say -8, perhaps. That looks like it'll work. And then maybe let's add 1 on the size there. That may actually work. No, actually, hold on. Size is going to be... Let's make this a little more distinct by putting a single band around the entire thing. -10 maybe? Nope, not quite there. Sorry that y'all are having to watch me do really basic pixel art stuff. Okay, so I think that may actually work. Let's see if that scales properly. Looks like it does. Yeah, okay. So now, name label, let's see, the basic text is going to be rig name here. Rig template. Okay, cool. Go ahead and make that invisible again. Okay, so now that we have our rig template set up the way we wanted it again, we have to space it out properly. So rig frame, local rig count. Local new rig.name. Let's actually change the name to be new rig.name equals this. Make it a little easier on us. Object template.name is going to be item.name. So local, let's see. Local ypost is going to be 0. We don't know where that's going to be yet. Rig in pairs rig frame get children. Okay, what do we have here? Rig frame. No, we need rig frame.rig scroll frame. Okay. For everyone who's just tuning in, what I'm doing essentially is making a new system where you can sort of build your own morphs. That's the best description I can come up with for it. So we're gonna make it so that objects need to be dragged, though. They need the ability to be dragged. So how do we set that up? I think our best option would be to probably add a little tag that lets you drag it. Like a little button that when you click it, you can start dragging it. Let me actually go ahead and add that now before we do the spacing stuff, because I'm worried that I may actually have to resize the object. Where can I add that? Let's see how much space we have when we're in the customization menu. Rogue Tick is giving suggestions on the rigs. I think what I'm going to do is make it so that when you can't use the more detailed features of the rig customization menu until you're like a level 30 or something. So at least then you, at the very least, you have to idle in the game for 30 hours. Okay, so in terms of customization, we really don't have all that much space here. So I think what I may want to do... Let's see, what do I want to do? You know what? Let's go ahead and make it a little wider. I don't think we'll have too much of a problem with that. I can't imagine anyone using this configuration of a screen except for someone who's got like a really... They really want to use a phone in the vertical configuration for some reason. And the wider someone's screen gets, the less of a problem we have. I imagine most people have screens around this configuration, something like this. Somewhere around this kind of shape. And the character would be right about here. So, you know what? I'm not gonna expand it. I'm gonna make the name label just smaller. And that'll solve our problem. So let's go ahead and make the name label smaller. This would not be a button. What would this be? Would this be a button? Should I make this a button? Could this work as a button? This could work as a button because when you have your mouse down on the button, it does a frame check every single frame. So we could keep this as a button. Drag object. There we go. Okay, so now what I want to do is delete object. Let's move that to the left a little. Edit. Let's move that over right about there maybe. And let's see where we stand. Should probably move that over a little more. Actually might have been too much. Position. Oh, you know what? I gotta make the offset stuff. So that's gonna be what, 8? -8? Nope, that's too much. Maybe -4. Edit, that's gonna be... We're gonna need to make that one -8, probably. Yep, that fits the bill. Okay, and now the name label itself. We're gonna want that to be probably, nope, that's too much. Probably 45. Yep. And add an extra 4. Perfect. Okay, so now this new button here. Where did I need the dragger button, or the down arrow button. Where is that? Button, there it is, okay. Okay, so in order to add a drag thing here, I'm just gonna go ahead and... Okay, cool. I need a circle. Do we have an ASCII circle? ASCII circle. Need a single circle. Okay, let's see how this looks. How does that look? That feels a little small, I think. What if we do a dotted circle? That could be cool. That looks a little less cool, actually. Large circle. Here we go. Maybe that's what I'm after. Maybe let's add some text, text stroke. And then maybe text stroke. These should be the same color. Why are they? What? Why are they not the same? Okay, you know what? Whatever. We're just gonna leave that as it is. Okay. We're gonna end the stream in just a minute here. So I just want to get the accessory displaying real fast. Okay, so for a rig, in pairs. For whatever, in pairs, rig get children, do. Okay, so how do we signal that something is an object? Let's just use a bool. No, actually, you know what? It might actually be pretty cool to have a tag. Rig object. No, hold on. Okay, so rig object frame. So we're gonna set that, and then rig frame. We're gonna add a new one. Rig frame. If collection service has tag object rig object frame, then I'm gonna go ahead and say ypost equals ypost plus how big is each of these? 25 studs, and we need to add an extra 4. Right? People are asking what's going to happen on the 10th anniversary. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be too big, but it's going to be something that I think y'all will enjoy. Some of you at least. So we need to do 25, 4, plus 4, so that would be plus 8. 33. Yeah. And then plus another 4. So 37, I suppose. And then for each rig, local rig size equals, let's see, what's the base rig size? That would be 75, okay. So for every rig, we're adding plus rig size. So a rig size without 37, so 75 minus 37 would be 38. So let's just say 38. So that will give us the base. But then we need to add an extra an extra 12 for the spacing. Okay, and then new rig dot position equals udem2.new. Let's see, what's a position? Let me see here. So which one moves us down? That one. Okay. So that would be yposts new rig dot visible equals true. New rig dot parent equals rig frame. Okay, let's do a test and see if this works. Okay, so that's strange. So we do have something here, which is good, but it's not exactly the display that we were after. So these are all... Oh, I was supposed to put these into the scroll frame. Dang it. Messy hair. Okay, let's try this again with the actual scroll frame being the place that we're putting these. Rig scroll frame. Oh, yes. Okay, wait, there's supposed to be spacing at the top. So ypost equals, let's say 8. Yes, look at this. So now all these rigs are displaying. So when you spawn in, it'll show off all the separate rigs that you have. So technically each of these hats is a rig, and so the plan is, what's going to happen is if you want to move all your hats as a single complex, for example, you can click the 0 or the O button here, drag this into this rig, and then so this rig will delete itself and this object will become a part of this rig. So you'll have two objects inside of this rig, and if you want to move those two together, they're in the same rig now. So you'll be able to move them to your arm, for example. Yeah, so we're on our way to getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Gonna make all these buttons work. I'm pretty excited about this, honestly. Funny Man says, wait, how many hats can go in each rig? So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do for the limitations is you'll get maybe an allowance of, I don't know, let's say 50 objects. So you can have 50 separate rigs, or you can have one rig with 50 objects inside of it. So for anyone who wasn't here earlier, basically the way the system is going to work is, did paint freeze? Over here on this pre-made rigs, you'll have the choices, for example, a military watch, and that military watch will be a rig of its own with perhaps 6 objects inside of it. So if you click the plus button to add it in, and it spawns over here in the rig frame. and then each of those objects will display inside of the single rig. But let's say you don't like the fact that the screen on your watch glows blue. You can change the color to red. Let's say you don't like the fact that it has a button on it. You can delete the button. You can change the weld point of the entire rig, so you can put the watch on your knee, for example. Make it into a knee pad by changing the material of the screen to black. Make it look like a knee pad. Or you can just get rid of everything except for the band and just have like a sort of armband here. There's a lot of options. But for now, we need to get to the giveaway, and we need to be done super soon because I gotta leave here in about just a moment. So let's go ahead and start our giveaway. So in order to be counted as present for the giveaway, all you have to do is say something in the chat and the bot will count you as present. Yep. Okay. Let me go ahead and check our donation. The voice just cracked terribly. Donation messages. So Lord Red donated 25. Thank you, Lord Red. Says user ID. Yo, absolutely. Wait, I think I already read that one. Yep, I already read that one. Okay. Forestry donated 15. Says, can I get the titanium prosthetics? User is Forestry. Okay. Thank you for the username. Usually I prefer the user ID because it makes it easier on me, but thank you for donating. Should be easy enough to look you up. Rogue Tick donated 25 and says, good work, Chad. Can I get the funny double A12 shotgun for my mans? There's the user ID. I'm guessing that's for one of your friends. Thank you, Rogue, for donating. Really appreciate that. Colt Contagion donated 50. Thank you so much, Colt. That's extremely generous. I really appreciate it. Hey Chad, can I get the Alps and double A12? My user ID is this. Good luck on the development, and I hope it works out for you. Thanks, amigo. I hope this new rig system works out the way that I wanted it to. Leopard Gecko Kid donated 15. Says, my user is this. I would like the titanium prosthetics. Okay, you can have that. Thank you so much, Leopard, for donating. Really appreciate it. Mulker Skull donated 35 and says, B&L please. ID is this. Okay, got you covered, Mulker. Thank you so much for donating. Really appreciate it. You should have that in the next patch. And Striker says they didn't receive a coil gun from the last stream. Huh, okay. I'll try to look into that after the stream, but thanks for donating. I appreciate it. Alright, let's go ahead and begin our giveaway. Alright, so we're going to do 3 winners for today's giveaway. Since I have to go pretty soon. Alright, the first winner for today's giveaway is gonna be Siren Uluwata. I like your name, very interesting. Or maybe it's Shirin. I'm not sure how to pronounce that special S. So I forgot to explain the rules here, but essentially if you get chosen, you have to give me in the chat your user ID. and you have to select an item from over there that has a 15 next to it. You can't choose anything else, and you also only have 60 seconds to respond with those things before we have to give your win to someone else. So I'm going to give Uluwata here an extra 30 seconds just because I didn't explain the rules beforehand. So once again, if you get chosen, you need your user ID. You need to choose an item from over there with a 15 next to it. And you only have 60 seconds to respond with those things. So we're going to give Uluwata another 20 seconds here. Okay, Uluwata has responded. So when I say your user ID, I mean the numbers at the top of your profile, the link for your profile. So, well, I need some water. So if you go to your Roblox profile and the link at the top, that's where your user ID is. Your username is a different thing. Okay, Uluwata has responded with the item, but I still need the user ID. There's the user ID. Okay, thank you so much, Uluwata. Alright, moving on to winner number 2 for today's giveaway. And winner number 2 is Oslo Strouch. Congratulations, Oslo. I like your name. Okay, we got the deets from Oslo. The deets. I guess I'm... Okay, alright. Moving on to winner number 3 now. And winner number 3, the last winner for today's giveaway. Who's it gonna be? It is... Aeonix. Congratulations, Aeonix, on your win. Which item do you choose? Do. Okay, so Aeonix has actually chosen the swamp crossbow, so that is a an item in Loda, for anyone who doesn't know. Sweet, okay. We have our winners for today's giveaway. And oh no, I'm sure y'all saw this coming, but we're gonna do a super winner, one super winner. So the way the super winner works is it's basically just the exact same rules, except for the second rule has been deleted. So you don't have to choose something with 15 next to it. Anything that's over there is open game. So we're gonna choose one super winner. Alright, one super winner. And the super winner for today, let's see if we can get a hashtag drum roll going in the chat before we choose. Alright, and the winner is... Eggy. Edgy? Eggy Edgy. Congratulations, Eggy. I'm like 90% sure it's supposed to be pronounced edgy, but I'm just gonna keep saying eggy because I feel like that's a funnier way to say it. Alright, Eggy, we just need your user ID and any item from over there that you want. Okay, Eggy has chosen the BNL. Congratulations on your BNL. You should have that in the next patch. Alright, got you covered. Now we're gonna go ahead and head into the end of stream screen. Tonight, you'll not be eating at all, because I own the means of production. Alright, we're in the end of stream now. To everyone whose names is showing up here. Oh wait, hold on. We missed one. Oh, we missed a few actually. Robot D 29,000. And Sentinel. I got both of y'all's donations. It looks like you both have the user ID there. So thank you all for donating. Everyone whose name is showing up on this list, I really appreciate that you donated. It helps the game a lot, game development and all that stuff. All the money that y'all donate goes during streams, goes right back into stuff like paying developers and equipment upgrades and stuff like that, although I don't really do any of that anymore. So it's mostly just paying developers for big updates. But thank you for tuning in and donating. Help keep these games alive. Even if you play the games and you haven't bought anything, just appreciate that you enjoy the games. Yeah, so gonna keep working on ATF8. We're probably gonna do some more development streams in the future. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. We can probably do another one soon, because the rig system is pretty complex, and I think y'all might get some enjoyment out of seeing more of that. Anyway. Some more advertisements. Okay. That's the end of the stream, everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you tune in for the next one. Got some exciting stuff going on. If you enjoy staring at code while hearing me talk, you can enjoy watching this dro fishing out in Insalam as the stream fades out. Have a nice day, everybody. Mwah.
sweet.
If some